Well, it's the day many have been waiting for. Queensland is opening its borders to everyone except Victoria. The state's Premier, Anastasia Palaszczuk, is near the border in Coolangatta and joins us now. Good morning, Premier. Welcome to breakfast.
Good morning, Lisa. And there's going to be a very exciting day today for a lot of people. So we're going to expect a tourism boom. Yes.
I think patience might be what's required, though. How's it going to pan out?
That's right. Patience will definitely be a virtue today. We know there's going to be lengthy delays. So I've been saying all week to everybody, please plan your journey. Don't be rushing across the border today because you will be sitting in the traffic for hours. So if you can delay your journey, delay it. And police will be checking. So don't think that you're going to be able to get through here if you are going to be lying or declaring a false declaration. You'll be fined $4,000. We've already seen one gentleman fined for telling a mistruth. So we want everyone to do the right thing, and hopefully they will. And who can blame them for wanting to come to Queensland?
Yes, who can blame them, that's for sure. But given you copped a lot of flack over closing the borders, do you have a message for your critics this morning?
Look, I didn't say much for a long time, Lisa. I said my piece last week, and I think I will leave it at that. But what we do know is that all the other states and territories have not seen large-scale community transmission, and what that means is people are free to come here. But if they do show any symptoms, they will be signing that they will submit to a mandatory test, because we want to keep Queensland in the great state that it is, COVID-free, and we want to make sure that people are doing the right thing. So if you are feeling sick, please don't come. But secondly, if you are in Queensland, and this is to all Queenslanders too, if you feel any symptoms, please go and get tested, because we want to keep up our great record here, and we can only do that if we're doing the right thing.
I'll declare self-interest with this next question, but when are you going to allow Victorians to come over the border?
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, but we have to put that strict, hard border closure in there for Victoria. We know that Victoria is going through a tough time at the moment, and I said the other day, my heart goes out to everybody in Victoria. And we're as a nation, we're all helping. We're all pitching in and helping. So Queensland sent down a Deputy Chief Health Officer, 27 nurses. We've offered some other policy expertise. It's a big job. And this could happen to anyone. I know that it could happen in Queensland, it could happen in New South Wales, it could happen in Western Australia. We're all part of one country, and we've got to do everything we can to get on top of it. So,
have you got an idea on the timing, though, for the opening?
Please, Victoria, be patient, and your day will come when you'll be allowed to come back here. Look, it depends when everyone's on top of community transmission. That's always been the advice of the Chief Health Officer. It continues to be the advice of the Chief Health Officer. And as you are aware, there is a lot of community transmission in Victoria at the moment. So I'm very sorry that Victorians can't come here. We know how much you love Queensland, and I know there's a lot of families that are going to be separated during this time as well. It is going to be very difficult. But no one could have foreseen that coronavirus was going to have the impact it has had, both from a health perspective and from an economic perspective on our country and around the world. It's quite frightening when you think of a year ago, no one would have predicted this.
And you are going to be taking part in National Cabinet later today. Will you be advocating for fewer international arrivals?
Absolutely. I've already made that clear to the Prime Minister. I said that earlier this week. I backed in Premier Mark McGowan. I think it's very important that we have less flights coming in at the moment until we get everything under control here in Australia.
There must be a degree of apprehension when you see what's happening with Victoria. Could you imagine getting to a point where you may have to reverse this decision about the borders and stop people coming over again?
Well, that's why the measures that we have put in place have kept our respective states and territories safe. And I've said this time and time again, I'll say it again, I'm absolutely no apology for keeping Queenslanders safe. It is front and centre of my mind every single day and every single night. And don't think for a moment I don't wake up early hours of the morning thinking about Queenslanders and the decisions that myself and the Chief Health Officer are making. These are very big decisions that we've never had to make in our lifetime, and it is about protecting Queenslanders. So Queenslanders have done a great job, but we also know that coronavirus can happen at any stage, anywhere, at any time, and we have to be prepared. And I've already instructed my departments. We have already done some scenario planning in the past, and we are continuing to map out scenario planning in the future should such an event happen. And I think what's happened in Victoria is a big wake-up call to every other state and territory. It has been for Queensland, that what's happening in Victoria could happen in Queensland. So for everyone who's been critical of Victoria, I think they all should stop, because it's happening all around the world and it could happen to any of us, and I'm very conscious of that, Lisa.
Anastasia Palaszczuk, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, my pleasure.